Hello, everyone, and we are back on the Jamie Show today. We will be talking about the sport this weekend, Mourinho's masterclass, and also the big topic with Pepe. Is he a £72 million flop? We'll get my opinion on it. We'll do some comparisons as well, so it should be a good show. We will be also having a guest who supports Newcastle, getting her opinions on the top six, also her thoughts on how the club is running, and also we're doing a quiz on her. So it will be a good show today. Just a few things to mention. Remember to like the Facebook page. Remember to download the Relaks Radio app, and also follow our Instagram and our Twitter. Have a good show.
Online, on the iOS and Android, on your mobile phones. Great speakers conversation around the globe. This is Relaks Radio.
It's time for a show on Relaks Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relaks Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, yeah, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relaks Radio. Tune in to Relaks Radio.
Relax Radio.
Hello, everyone, and we are back on the Jamie Show. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's dealing with the whole lockdown and everything. And some big news as well. Boris said that we will be coming out of lockdown next week. So I'm pretty excited about that. I hope you are. Whoever's got any plans, wherever we going out, go back to shopping. Hope everything goes well. Just make sure we're keeping safe and also wearing our mask. And yeah, I just hope everyone is excited about it, really, like I am. I'm proper excited about it, man. Like I said, today we'll be talking about the sport, and it's been not been too big fixtures this weekend. I did watch the what I was going to talk about was the City and Tottenham game, and what people would say a Mourinho masterclass. I thought Tottenham from minute one, they did not look like they were gonna get beat. I honestly, and that's what you kind of associate with a Jose Mourinho team. They're hard to beat, hard to break down, and they'll hit you on the counter, and that's what they exactly done. A prime example, when the Celsos came on, that literally shows. And from then on, Tottenham were not. I didn't think Tottenham were gonna concede, and I didn't think City were gonna come back. And the thing is, well, it's weird because you associate Tottenham as a team who would, as we would say, kind of bottle a lead. And under Mourinho now, I actually don't think you will get that under his team, because now he's got, how can I say it? He's got specialists now. When Mourinho finally has specialists in his certain positions, for example, fullbacks, DMs, and a striker, I feel like those are his main positions to for him to go ahead and have a very, very successful team. He done that with Højbjerg. He already had that with Kane, and he just had to sort out the fullback problems. And I do think Aurier has gotten a lot better now in terms of defending. He's still a little bit rash for me personally, but I feel like he did well the other day. He did really well. And how can I say his name? I always forget to say his name. Rugali, the one that United wanted. I always forget to say his name. If I say it wrong, let me know. But yeah, I think he's a very, very good fullback, and he will definitely be successful under Mourinho 100%. But it's a bit annoying for him because they have got a buyback clause under him. So I do think Madrid will snap him up as soon as he starts to get going. That's the only problem. But the things as well, like, I knew Mourinho. I've always, if you know me, you know I've always been a Jose Mourinho fan. Always been. I've always been. Even when we had him when we had him at United. I'm a United fan, by the way, if you did not know. When we had him at United, I honestly used to go into games and I didn't think we would get beat. I honestly didn't. And that's what you're seeing on this Tottenham team. Tottenham fans, if you're watching this now, or you will be watching it on my YouTube channel or on the Relaks Radio Facebook live, how do you feel about this new Tottenham team? Because I know a lot of the time, a lot of Tottenham fans were negative about Tottenham signing Mourinho, and they just knew straight away they weren't going to be playing great football. And it's not great football before. It's very old school, but Mourinho's still now showing it is still effective in our modern game. He cancelled out Pep Guardiola, which is unreal. Big shout outs to him sticking what he got, and he's always done that. He has always done that. And I'll just go back to the United point. When we used to go into games, I didn't think we would lose. I actually did not think we would lose. When we was at when we used to especially against that City game, I just had a feeling once we scored, I feel like, yeah, we're gonna win this game, or we're gonna at least draw. And that's with Mourinho. You either draw or you win, and he'll take that because he knows that will come justice later on into the season. And I know it's early on. I know it's been like 9-10 games, but now you're actually gonna consider them as strong title contenders. They've already beaten one of the title contenders. Now I don't think they played Liverpool. I'm not too sure, but if they go ahead and beat Liverpool, I don't see any team that can actually beat them. I'm sorry to say, United fans, but I honestly, if we go to Tottenham, I don't think we will beat. We didn't beat them. Our ground, we lost 6-1. So it shows that he's gonna be out to get the top all the top 6. And once he's got them, I feel like against the smaller teams, he knows what he does. He lets them expand. He lets Tottenham get going. But I feel like in the big games, that's where you count Mourinho. That's where you know his tactics will come. It will come good. So I feel like they'll go on from then. And I do personally, I think, looking at especially that game, I know people are gonna say it's too early and etc. But I actually do think they could actually go on and win it. And people were actually getting on to Harry Redknapp. They were getting on to him saying that his son Jamie Redknapp said that they said this on Sky Sports. He's mad to think that, etc. But now you actually see it, and they did even bring on Bale. And if you get Bale going, him, Son, and Harry Kane, that is probably one of the deadliest front threes just in the Premier League, in the world. You've got pace, you've got clinical finishing across the three. So, and the thing is as well, they have midfielders where you can allow them to stay forward. Once Mourinho has his midfield that he can get them to dominate, and he can get them to do his job that he wants them to do, the front three can flourish. That's what we I think when we was at United, that's where we kind of struggled a bit. I know we sometimes in the big games, I think it was the season where we came 6th, and then the next season we came 2nd. It completely changed. That season when we bought Pogba, Mkhitaryan, and Ibra, he bought specialists. Pogba wasn't a specialist because with Pogba you don't get one position with Pogba. You could play him across the thing, so he's not really a specialist in one thing. But when and then the next season we bought Matic, and he was a specialist in that position. That's when we got better. Once he got a specialist. And then obviously we had Ibra scoring for us that season, and we were just always conceding because we didn't have, like I said, a specialist. We never ever went out and bought a world-class centre-back. We never done that. And or not even a world-class centre-back, a centre-back on the level of Alderweireld or Vertonghen or Davinson Sanchez, very good centre-backs. I do believe if he had Maguire, the time when we was at that second season, or even the first season, I do think we would have went on to get higher points. So that's my opinion on it. Let me know your thoughts and what you think of that. And I think they'll win. I do think they could definitely go on to win the league. I'm sure they will. But like I said, Tottenham are associated as bottling the lead and bottling the league. So let's see from there. But I'm very confident. I'm very confident they're a more better outfit this season. The other topic I wanted to go on to and talk about was Nicolas Pepe. Um, when that match was over, once he got the red card, social media went all over the place, and then a lot of people were proven right. Shout out my friend Dan. He was gonna come online, but he wasn't available today. Shout out him. He's always been kind of critical of Pepe, and he's always said that he is not good enough. And you saw it the other day. He complained on international break that he doesn't play enough, and then he got his chance, and then you go on to do that headbutt. So I do think he has lost his chance because now he can't play for 3 games, and he might even get more because it is violent conduct. It is that. The one thing I did want to say, and it kind of proves the point on why he is not good enough. I've got some stats from in the Premier League. I'm not going to do overall because I don't think it's fair to compare the Champions League and also the fact that Europa League, it doesn't make sense. So Nicolas had played more games in Europa League than Christian Pulisic, obviously, and it's a lot easier teams and etc. So I'm not going to compare that. I'm only going to compare stats in the Premier League, and the important ones are the goals and assists. Nicolas Pepe in 39 games in the Premier League has got 39 appearances, 6 goals, 6 assists in the Premier League. I've got this source from PremierLeague.com. And Pulisic, who costs not around the same price, but roughly around that. Pulisic costs 50 mil, and Nicolas Pepe costs 70 in English pounds, if we're gonna be specific. And he's played less games in the Premier League, 28 games, 9 goals, 4 assists, and he's got a better goal and assist per game than Nicolas Pepe. So you're asking yourself, he costs a lot cheaper, and they do play on the wide. I know people will say their style and play is quite different, but no, I'm talking about in that position. Pulisic plays on the wide, Nicolas Pepe plays on the wide. So and obviously he's a lot younger. Obviously, Pulisic 22, Nicolas Pepe is, let me get that up for you, 22. Nicolas Pepe is 25. So you're asking for him to do a lot better in terms of being the older one, being a lot more experienced. And people are going to say you can't really compare. Yes, you can, because they come from roughly the same league. Dortmund only have one, not Dortmund, sorry. Bundesliga have only one contender for the Bundesliga. And League PSG only one contender. I know you can say Dortmund can push, but more or less you're going with Bayern Munich to win the league. And so they only have one contender, and fairly the leagues are similar in terms of, you're gonna score more goals, or you are going to showcase your skills a lot more. In the Premier League, it's a lot more harder. With the league, it's a lot more structured. It's a lot more the teams are quite different that you play against. So let me know what you think of that comparison. Any other comparison, just let me know. Like I said, even if you're watching this on the live stream on the Facebook, or you're even watching this on my YouTube channel, which I do post. I posted our last one. If you want to check that out, Humorous J, my YouTube channel. And also check out the live stream on the, let's say, on the Facebook page. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know, is Pepe done? Is he £72 million flop? Will he have a career after this? Let us know. Let us know in the comments below, etc. Hopefully I can get our guest on in the second part of the show. If not, I'll try to in the third part. We will be going to break we always go on break every 15 minutes. But yeah, like I said, those are the two main headlines this week. The last part of the show, we will be doing a paper talk, we'll be seeing what the papers are saying about the sport. I did see a quick snip, so I haven't read it all, but I've seen a quick snip of it. Yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 minutes.
To listen to Relax Radio, download your apps on Android or iOS devices. RELAKS. Relax. Why read when you can listen?
Radio. Whoa, Relax Radio.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292 আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us here 24 hours and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media-related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com. RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relax Radio.
And we are back. Hope everyone had a quick cup of tea. Had something to eat quickly. Yeah. So if you've just joined in, we was talking about the news headline this week. Our thoughts on the Mourinho masterclass, and also Nicolas Pepe being Izzy's £72 million flop. And I actually what I was gonna do is we were gonna do some paper talk. Just get our thoughts on what's happening on the news in the back pages of because that's where the sport is, and it is a sports podcast today. So the Mirror have said sports opens its doors again, so supporters will be back on grounds. I'm excited for this because I can't lie to you, I hate the crowd noise. I don't like it. I play when I'm watching it on when I'm watching it on TV. I always play it without the crowd noise, and I just feel like at the time it was good. It felt real, but then you could hear the same thing, and even when shots would go in, it would be like, it won't even be good shots, and the crowd would go, hey, and it's just a bit it don't feel real and everything. Wolves, Southampton 1-1. Theo Walcott says he feels like a kid again. And he has struggled a bit, hasn't he? He has. When he went to Everton, he didn't really establish himself when he went there, and then now saying that he feels like a kid again. When you feel like a kid again, you feel like a kid again, so you know you're doing all right. Burnley, Crystal Palace 1-0. Burnley, they're not really doing that great, are they? They're not the Burnley that you associate with anymore. So it's a bit they're finding it a bit hard right now. And the last part of the back page, Klopp Liverpool Boston showdown with TV company as Klopp faces 8 games in 28 days. It's crazy. The football congestion is um it's mad. 8 games in 28 days, like you don't really have any rest. And that's the Mirror saying that. So it's mad to think. But what do you think? What do you think? Crowd coming back in. Let me have a moment. Give me one moment. Yeah, we are back on. So yeah, we are it's just to think that we finally getting crowds back in. It's gonna feel a bit real now. It's gonna feel like we are back to normal. So that's a huge plus. That's a huge plus. I'm happy about that. Also, what do you guys think of even people that don't support football? How do you feel about playing 90 minutes football, also training on a regular basis? How do you feel about that? How would you feel about that? Do you have any sympathy for footballers? Do you don't have any sympathy? Let us know what you think, and then we can get your opinions on that. Let's check another newspaper. I've got a couple. Put it down there. We have got the Daily Express. I don't read the paper. I haven't read the paper in a while. When I used to get onto the train on the Southeastern Rail, that's when I used to read the train. I can't remember. I think it's the Metro that used to be the free one. They have said back in 8 days, fans given green light to return to matches. Like I said, it's gonna be weird seeing fans again, hearing noises. Like, it's gonna feel proper. And what I will say, I feel like players will perform a lot different now. A lot different. Because now you're gonna be how are they gonna play different? How are they going to what's it gonna be like? How are they gonna affect when the crowd is on them? How they're gonna perform? So it's gonna be different. It is going to be something that let's just get this new sync. I'm not too sure why it's not showing. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. Yeah, so what? Let me guys, you lot's thoughts. How do you feel? How do you feel players are going to be performing? How are they going to be performing? Paste, and then we'll go. Just get people to. It's a bit of technical difficulty, but we fine. We keep moving. We keep winning. Like I said, put your W's in the chats. We winning today. Put your W's in the chats, and then get that one done. New link. And then we can see if we can get our caller in. Give me one moment, and then we can see. Yes, call in. Then we can get them in. Get our thoughts on what they think of the whole news. And then, yeah. But yeah, like I said, let's go on to the next one. So, we have the Daily Mail. They have said at the back page, not so fast. Premier League clubs could reject a chance to bring supporters back due to money fear. It is mad. We will be getting our caller in soon, but we'll just be this one. I thought that it would be Premier League clubs would want us to get people back in because for the financial revenues, because I know a lot of things are a lot more expensive. So a lot of people they just want that realism of good morning people. Dan's in the building. Let's check him in. Yeah, I thought people would want the crowds back in. I don't know. I don't think this is true. I feel like Premier League clubs would want us back in. Would want fans like me back in. That's our caller in. Hello. Hello. Welcome to the Jamie Show.
Thank you.
Quick thing, Kendal. I said it right, Kendal, right?
You did, yeah.
Yes. you are the first female guest and our first guest, so you've made two pieces of history. You
Wow,
made
that is
two.
so good. I'm honoured.
It's good, innit? How you finding being in lockdown? Let us know. Let the people know.
Yeah, it's been okay. It's been boring and stuff, and not seeing my family's been really hard. The northeast's been really, really strict, so it's been a bit tough. But getting out of it now, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I know,
Hopefully,
I know, I know. Boris
coming
said
up to Christmas, so that's okay.
that's the one thing I feel like people were fearful of, the fact that we are not. Are we gonna have a proper Christmas? Are we gonna be able to do what we usually do every year?
Yeah,
Obviously we get older, the Christmas you don't have that kind of feeling of Christmas. But I feel like this time round, if you lost that feeling for Christmas, try and gain it this year, because we have an opportunity to get back into a swing of things. Try and make the
Yeah.
most of this Christmas festive thing. What have you been doing in lockdown? What do you let the people know what you do?
Well, I lost my job at the beginning of lockdown, the first
Okay.
lockdown.
Sorry to hear that.
And I was, no, that's fine, thank you. I was cabin crew, so obviously that the industry's been hit mega hard. So I started just doing YouTube, podcasts and things.
Yeah, I saw
just
that.
football related. And it's just sort of bankrolled from there. So now it's pretty much like my full-time job at the moment, which was something I wasn't expecting, to be honest. I just started doing it because, like it was just something that I loved and it was my passion at the time, so I could just speak on it. And now it's started. I'm filming pretty much nearly every day of the week now, so
Oh,
something good to come from it, I guess.
that is sick. Do you know what it is? I've never spoken to a female who does the whole podcast stuff, which is inspiration. What would you say to the I know, because a lot of females tend to, like, they kind of get their they're kind of scared to get their opinions out, especially in football. It's such a I personally think that is wrong. I feel like everyone's opinions matters, regardless of your gender.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about sometimes getting your opinion out there? Sometimes, I know, because of being a female, obviously, because it's so hard, etc. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it is a little bit. It is a little bit tough. Sometimes you do, you get the odd comments and things, but I must admit, 95% of the feedback that I've had since I started all of this has been really, really, really positive.
Yeah.
And I think like the whole the age of social media and stuff is allowing more females to get their opinions across in football now.
Yeah.
So it's just becoming more popular, and it's really, really good. I've met some amazing, amazing women through doing this that I wouldn't have before. So I am literally so grateful for that opportunity. It's brilliant.
No, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Have you met any like female footballers or presenter? Have you met anyone yet, or have you because I know I saw that you was on Sky Sports. I did a bit of research. I did a bit of digging. How was that? How was that going on big mainstream Sky Sports?
Yeah, that was that was one of the first things I did as well, and it was actually brilliant. It was nerve-wracking because it was speaking on something that has been so important to like Newcastle fans' lives for the past 10 years, because it was about the takeover and about Mike Ashley. So it was like really, really, it was really nerve-wracking, but I'm so glad that I did it. And a lot of people saw me on there, and I think that's like where a lot of the opportunities came from after that. So I mean, to get your name on a platform like Sky Sports News, which is like one of my absolute dreams, was just unbelievable. Like, I was so grateful for that. But that was through the Magpie channel, who I do videos for on match day. So they gave me that opportunity, and I am forever grateful to Keg and Matty who do that. So yeah, definitely.
No, that is crazy. That's something you only dream about. Sky Sports, you always, I don't care who you are, you somehow end up going on Sky Sports. So to get on that is a crazy thing. Like I said, I did do a bit of research, and I just want to get your full opinion of because like I said, I'm open. I will have another caller in. I'm open to everyone's opinion, regardless of gender, race, etc. What are your? I know you, like I said, you support Newcastle and everything. What is your opinion on the top six? What is your opinion on who do you think will win? I know Mourinho. A lot of news are coming out saying that Mourinho will win the league this year, with Tottenham. City aren't who they really are this year, because they're sitting in not 10th. I think they're sitting just below the bottom half of the table, and they're not really the City you kind of associate. Yes, they bought better defenders, and I personally think they're missing a striker. I love Jesus, but I feel like with Aguero has been out, it's been difficult because they haven't got. Jesus isn't an out and out goal scorer. He's not. So the fact that they don't have that and they're always relying on Jesus to score the goals and he's not an in and out, it's a bit difficult. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. They are massively missing Aguero because no matter what Aguero does, he scores goals. That's just what he does. I think the problem with Man City is, I mean, Pep's tactics are being found out now.
Yeah.
Which is a bit strange because, you know, he hasn't really changed his tactics. He brought a style of football to the Premier League that hadn't really been seen before. And, you know, the game is moving on now, so it's getting modernised and it's getting more clinical, which is what he was always about. So we're seeing more goals being scored now, and that's his style of football. So I don't know whether he just had, you know, he needs something more in his locker. And plus he haven't replaced massive players at the club like David Silva, Company. They haven't replaced people like that. And I mean, their transfer window, they covered all the bases that they needed. They needed a left-footed centre back, and they got that, and things like that. They got what they wanted, so it was probably a success in their eyes. But I think everyone else just built more strongly around them, and they're getting found out now, unfortunately. But yeah, I think the league's probably between Chelsea, Tottenham, and Liverpool again this year.
Yeah.
I really thought Liverpool were going to be counted out because of all the injuries that they've been having. But obviously, beat Leicester at the weekend 3-0. I think they'll be absolutely fine. Their squad depth clearly good, and their signings, obviously Diego Yotta's been unbelievable for them so far.
He's been a dot. Like I thought he was gonna be like a bit part player, but he scored like he gets goals now. And I actually didn't think that. I think when he moved there, I think people kind of said that he's just gonna be backup when Mane gets injured, when Salah gets injured, when Firmino gets injured. I honestly think he will actually push Firmino out of the team. I know Firmino scored the other day, but the fact that Jota can score, he always scores, and Firmino doesn't score as much. So, and I think that's what Liverpool were always missing. They were always missing because they always relied on Mane or Salah to get goals. They wasn't really relying on Firmino, and now they have Jota who can contribute to goals as well as getting assists. And Firmino doesn't really get goals and assists that much. So now they have a front three who can all score. That's the one thing, and that's the one thing I say about Tottenham as well. That's why I do think Tottenham will go on strong this year, because Tottenham have a front three now who you guarantee goals, who guarantee 10 plus goals out of all three of them, Bale, Son, and Kane. And that's what you have to have with a successful team to win the league. Like, it's all well enough having that style of play, but if you don't have a front three who can get 10 plus goals. That's why United were so successful back in the day, because when they had Tevez, Rooney and Ronaldo, because they had players who can score goals across, who can get 10, 15 goals, and even assists as well, who can contribute that. So that's why I think, I do think it will be, I personally think it will be Tottenham and Liverpool. I don't think Chelsea have found it just yet, because I'm not really sure all three of their front three can get all the goals, because you need goals to win the league. And you need a good defense to win the league, to stop the goals, but you need to get as much goals, especially in the league where goals come out everywhere. Like, it's not as before where it was like so stagnant, where it was games where 2-0. Now you're seeing, how can I say, Aston Villa 7-2, Tottenham 6-1 against United.
Yeah.
Goals are leaking in this league, and it's an exciting league. Don't get me wrong, but it's a league where you can't really judge it anymore. That's why it's so weird. Tottenham are suddenly being like, Tottenham have always been, they've always been up there, and then they end up going down. But this time round, I feel like they will. I personally think they will go on to even get close to winning it. So and the people are calling Harry Red. People getting at Harry Redknapp for saying that they would win it. So it's mad to think. It is mad to think. But your opinion is correct. It's true. How big of a Newcastle fan are you? Like, how big, are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty big. I don't know why. I must have been a bad person in my previous life to have Newcastle as
How
my
can you
team.
say that?
Because honestly, it's not been good. My whole lifetime, my Newcastle fan. So I'm 25 now. So pretty much my whole life has been under the Ashley era.
Yeah.
And we haven't done anything of merit under that. You know, I remember the Sir Bobby Robson. That was early 2000s, and that was the last time I really remember, having Champions League football being decent. I know under Alan Pardew we got Europa League, we came 5th one year, but ever since then we've just been pretty much of a yo-yo team, and it's like really depressing. Like I just want us to have some decent success, a decent manager, a good style of football. Because right now, like in my opinion, and probably a lot of other people's, because I think a lot of people's opinions changed of us at the weekend when we saw us against Chelsea. We play the worst football in the league, and we just sort of ride on luck. Like that's just my opinion right now. So yeah. I would just like to see us do something, even just play decent football. I'll be happy this season.
Yeah, I was gonna ask your opinion of Newcastle this year. What's your opinion on Steve Bruce? But you kind of Louis correctly said facts. Yeah, like I was gonna ask what are your opinion on what is Steve Bruce like? Because obviously I don't really watch Newcastle all the time, and I do have a mate, obviously Louis correct. He supports Newcastle as well. He's a big Newcastle fan, so I always get his opinion from him all the time about how Newcastle are and etc. And I never really hear it from anyone else. So it's good to hear other people's opinion on Newcastle. Do you think you will get relegated this year? What's your thoughts on that potentially happening? Because the style of play isn't, because you can defend as much as you want. It's a long season and games. It's harder this year, especially. I do think years last season or just not when COVID was around, you would be able to go not a whole season, but you'd be able to go a fairly long time in the season with defending. But now because games are every week, it's hard to just take all of that pressure, especially a lot of the teams, especially a lot of lower teams. Aston Villa are a bottom half team, you would say, and they will attack you. The same as and then you've got teams like that who will attack you, as well as the top 6. It's going to be difficult to defend all the time. So what's your opinion of potentially having to defend near enough the whole part of the season?
Yeah, well, I think we will, because Steve Bruce plays such negative football. And don't get me wrong, Rafa played very negative football as well, but we could counter-attack, but right now we can't. We're just not. I think Match of the other day showed an average formation graphic, and we're pretty much, there's like 7 players in the middle at any one time, which is not good. Like, it's not good in this league this year when teams are attacking, as you say. Aston Villa are stepping up, Everton are stepping up. Like, we just can't compete with that at the moment. I don't think we'll get relegated. I think there's teams worse than us in the league for quality wise. I think we've got a few obviously standout players in, like St Maximin, Almiron, Callum Wilson, things like that. I think we've got a little bit edge over, but I do think we'll probably be, if this carries on, I think we'll be 16th, 17th. I don't think we'll be anywhere near competing. I just don't think but I don't think we'll be relegated. Yeah,
no, that's a fair opinion, and that's the thing. You've got players now. Like Louis Correct says he put down. I think it's coming in late on the live stream, but yeah, our negative is our game going forward, and that's the annoying. The annoying part is you play negative football, but you haven't got the players. You haven't got you've got players now that you can play that counter-attacking football. You've got the players like St Maximin, Almiron. You've got a prolific striker. A lot of the teams in the top half would take Callum Wilson on. It's a shame that obviously he's in this kind of thing, and I do feel like if you did have a manager who would at least play that kind of counter-attacking football, I do think you will see Newcastle a lot more. And it is annoying how the takeover kind of stopped, really, because I think you guys needed that. I think there was a bit of optimism. I can't even speak, it's too early. Optimism when it came to around that, because now you all of a sudden you're being linked with, you're potentially going into a new era, and that's what I think you need. I feel like you've been at the stages where you've not been challenging. I feel like you need a new era, a younger manager, just fresher ideas, and just a bit of a positive style of play. Like, you can play defending, I get it, like, because obviously I used to be kind of football neg. I feel like sometimes you had to play that way, but I learned a lot when we had Mourinho. I'm a United fan. I learned a lot when we had Mourinho on, because there was times where you can play like that, but then there's times where you actually have to tactically set up and be kind of resilient in your approach to games now, and be a bit more pragmatic and be a bit more structured especially into big games now. I feel like the Premier League has developed in a way it's a very much a tactical league now. I feel like it's a lot of chess now. So that's kind of how the league's going, and it's a shame how Newcastle, because Newcastle are a big club. I've been Newcastle as well. I haven't been to the Newcastle ground, but I actually have been to Newcastle, and I do love the atmosphere. I've been once. I will be going next year, so definitely I will definitely have a tour next time I go around. The reason why I did ask you though, how big of a Newcastle fan you are, is because I actually got a quiz. I did mention I'll do a quiz, and I shouldn't have mentioned it to you because maybe you would have done your research or something like that quickly.
No, I didn't. And now this is big pressure.
So cool. I've got five questions, like five kind of like big questions. I want to see your knowledge on these. I've written them down. So cool. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. So, how many England internationals have Newcastle had? And I've got this stat from englandstat.com. How many
like forever, like through the whole history.
Yeah. How many England internationals that have been captured at least once have played for Newcastle? I've got it's multiple choice, so you got different options. So I've got 36, 42 and 30.
Ooh.
Take your time.
Let's go 36.
36, yeah? So cool.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you after how you done. All right. How many times have Newcastle been relegated? And I got this stat. I always have to say that where I got this from. So I got this from www.planetsport. So how many times have Newcastle been relegated in the Premier League? So the Premier League has been going on for 25 seasons. How many times have you been relegated in that 25 seasons?
Ooh.
Oh, I've got multiple choice. 0, 1 or 2.
2.
2, yeah?
Confident, yeah.
Confident, yeah? All right. 3
Yeah.
more. How many times have Newcastle finished in the top 4? And I got this from planetsport.com. And this is in the Premier League, so 25 seasons. How many times have Newcastle finished in the top 4? Is it 4, 2 or 5?
I see we were quite successful in the 90s, but obviously I don't remember that a lot.
Yeah.
2, 4 or 5, did you say?
Yeah, 2, 4 or 5, yeah.
I'll go with 4.
4, yeah?
I think it might be 2, but I'll go with 4, yeah, just because we were very successful in the 90s and we used to get Champions League football a lot, so...
Yeah, I do remember the times. Cool, here's another one. This one's a bit of a tricky one. Okay. Tricky one. How many managers in the Premier League, in the Prem, have Newcastle had? I've got this stat from planetfootball.com, and here's a big note. This includes caretaker managers. So this includes caretaker managers. So for example, your Alan Shearer's, where he was only there for like 8 games. How many times?
Okay.
10, 25 or 18?
18, I think it is. I think
Yeah.
I've heard that before. Yeah, I think 18.
Cool. I wish I had more.
God, 25 managers in that time, that would be mental.
Imagine 25. Imagine having 25 managers. I'm not sure if you're right or wrong.
Liverpool have only had that, like, not even had that many in their history, I don't think.
And then the last question is, out of all the managers, here's a bit of a tricky one. Here's a bit of a one to think about. And
Okay.
I think I've got this one right, actually. I think I've done this one well. Out of these managers, who managed Newcastle FC the longest? I got this one from soccerbase.com. So,
Okay.
Kevin Keegan, Bobby Robson, or Ruud Gullit. And a weird thing, I didn't know Ruud Gullit was managed you lot. I actually didn't know.
Yeah, he dropped Shearer for I think it was Shearer. He dropped Shearer for a Sunderland Newcastle game.
Oh yeah.
And everyone everyone absolutely hated him.
I remember because was he gonna leave that season? Was he gonna leave that?
It could have been. I don't know. I was really young at the time, but I remember everyone the only thought that any Newcastle fan has about Ruud Gullit is that he everyone always thinks that, you know, like he dropped Shearer for local derby. So
okay, so what is it? Kevin Keegan, Bobby Robson, or Ruud Gullit?
Oh, manager's the longest. I think it's probably between Keegan and But does that include like Keegan because he's managed us twice?
Yeah. That comes twice. So I've calculated all together.
All together. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Kevin Keegan then.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. I should have said maybe. I should have said maybe. All right. Cool. So you got. Let me calculate. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got 4 out of 5. So you know.
Wow. Okay, I'm happy with that.
So you know. So I
Yeah.
could have done more, but I thought these ones were not fairly difficult,
Yeah,
but fairly
I like
something you
that.
have to think about. So yeah. So you've had 36 players. That's captive for thingy. Obviously, it's one time. Maybe a few more. Because obviously, Shearer's probably been the most. How many times? So you got the. How many times have you been relegated? Which is twice.
Yeah.
You got the how many times have Newcastle finished in the top 4 wrong? You've actually finished it 5 times. You've actually finished in the top
wow.
4 5 times, which is good. You got the correct one for 18 for how many Premier League managers, and that's a lot. It's mad to think that that's a lot of CVs that have been filed.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's it's like less than it's just over a year for everyone, isn't it? 18 managers in 25 years. So yeah, it's not good going at all. At all, really, is it?
And you also had you got the Kevin Keegan one right. You got that one right. He's been there for 5 years, 7 months. Bobby Robson's was there for 5 years. Ruud Gullit was there for 1.
Yeah.
He was there from literally the same. He started in August and left in August, so he literally done 1 season. So yeah, you've done. You know a bit of your history. What another thought I did want to say to you, because I am doing a paper talk. I did say to you I'll be doing a paper talk. A few things in the paper that have come up. What are your thoughts on potentially going back into grounds now? What are your thoughts?
I see where it's going. I understand because obviously a lot of grassroots clubs and the lower league clubs, they need that income. We don't need to see another Macclesfield. We don't need to see another Bury. We really don't want to see that. So I completely understand it from that viewpoint. For me personally, I want the system to be sorted so everyone gets a fair chance in going. I've had a season ticket now for 14 years.
Wow.
And the club was talking about, I don't know if it was the club or the Newcastle United Supporters Trust were talking about going off loyalty points.
Yeah.
I really don't think, which I don't think is fair because,
No.
for example, I mean, I go to away games, so I've got a couple of away points. But the bloke behind me is 80 years old, and he doesn't obviously get to away games now because he can't travel that far.
Yeah, exactly.
So he doesn't have as many, whereas
Yeah.
he's been going way longer than I have. So I don't think that's too fair, but I do see it from a grassroots point of view for lower leagues and stuff. And all I want is for 4,000 Geordies to be sat behind Steve Bruce's dugout shouting at him. That's what I want. So it's from that point of view, if it kicks him up the bum a little bit and, fires him into gear, then that's what I want, because he's had a very, very, very easy ride up to now.
Yeah,
and he's made a few little digging comments at the fans, calling us keyboard warriors and stuff. So yeah, I'd like to hear 4,000 Geordies shouting the odds at Steve Bruce.
Yeah, no, because I've only been to one game I haven't been to a United game, and I really need to. But yeah, no, I just think personally, I feel like it needs to hype and get back into it, because you don't really know how certain players play. I'll take an example, Marcus Rashford. I know he plays a lot better than what he is now when the crowd is there, because the crowd gets you up. And I do think Newcastle, as a team, with people like St. Maximin, he will get the crowd going, even when times you're not playing as well. Once he gets the ball, he creates magic in it. So once he gets the ball, I know the crowd will be up. So I just want to get back to seeing certain players playing better how they are in certain situations. Like I said, the crowd, the 12th man, they say, plays a massive part into how players perform. And I just want to hurry up, because the one thing I do hate, though, and I did say earlier on, I hate the crowd noise on the TV when I watch the football. I hate it. It just sounds so unauthentic. It just sounds so bad. So I want to hurry up to actually hearing crowds properly and see them, get them off their feet. And I need to take my opportunity now to actually go to games and making sure that I get to at least see United play. I've never seen United play, so I need to hurry up and get back to that.
Definitely.
Yeah. What are just to the last question I'll ask you? Thanks for I want to say thanks again for coming on the show, for being the first guest and also the first female guest. You made history.
Thank you for having me.
It's fine. Anytime. If you ever want to come back on the show, just let me know. What is your best Newcastle moment? We'll just wrap it up on there.
So my first ever game was Alan Shearer's testimonial, and that was the first ever Newcastle United game that I ever went to in 2006. So that's massive. But for me, it was my 16th birthday. It was the 4-4 game against Arsenal when Chep Shorter scored that absolute screamer.
Yeah, R.I.P.
It was the 5th of February 2011.
Yeah.
And my birthday is the 6th. So obviously it's very, very in my memory, and obviously now it's even more heartfelt because we no longer have Chep with us. So yeah, that's 100%. That is just, I've never ever felt a feeling like that, just because it was so like against us. We were 4-0 down. It was never going to happen, and it's definitely, I think it's one of the greatest comebacks in our history, our recent Premier League history. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, R.I.P. to Chet Tiote. R.I.P. Just a quick mention. But yeah, no, I just wanted to ask that. Thank you very much. I want to say it again. Thank you again for coming on the show. And if you ever want to come on again,
thank you.
Let me know.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to say? Quick mention, or let everyone know Happy Christmas or something. Just a quick mention.
Yeah, I hope everyone has a good Christmas, and you get to see family, because obviously this year has been so tough for everybody.
Yeah.
And just hope that morale gets boosted. We can go back into stadiums, which is amazing news, and that is a big deal for a lot of people's mental health. So, but if you want to check me out any further, I do a lot on the Football Terrace on YouTube.
Yep. And
also on NUFC Matters YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, what I will do, I will try to put Kendal's details. So I'm gonna be I'll put this stream on my YouTube channel, and I'll definitely I'll put her descriptions, her details in the comments and etc. And also on the Facebook page, I'll try and do that. So you could definitely check out her stuff. Okay.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Take care, Kendal. I'll speak to you soon.
You as well.
Yeah. Take care.
Too.
Bye. Bye. Decent. Very, 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 very decent, people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a break, and we might have a second guest for the last part of the show. So, yeah, give me a moment.
Relaks Radio. Whoa, Relaks Radio.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান, তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media-related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist, or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com. RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relaks Radio.
And we are back for the last part of the show. We'll probably have 10 minutes. We are going to get the next caller in. Let me just let him know to call. Call now. And it's Mr. Danny V, a good friend of mine. We'll get his opinion on the Nicolas Pepe situation. Also, we'll get his opinion on fans going back into grounds, etc. So we'll see what he says. He'll be calling in soon. And all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to round it up here, okay? We got to go. Like I said, thanks for tuning in. I'll be streaming this on my YouTube channel, so make sure you check it on there. Also, the Facebook page on the Relaks Radio, check it on there. And remember to download the app. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. If you want to check out my socials, it'll be Humus_J on Instagram, Humus_J on YouTube, and also Jamie Richards on Snapchat. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.